If you lost your job today, panic would be the worst mistake you could make. There's a specific sequence you need to follow in the next few hours that can protect your income, your future, and your leverage, and almost nobody does it correctly. My name's Peter. A few years ago, I watched someone close to me lose their job overnight. No warning, no backup plan. The advice they got? Update your resume and apply everywhere. It didn't work. Bills piled up, confidence dropped, and panic made every decision worse. That's when I started studying what actually happens after job loss, and more importantly, what the people who recover fastest do differently. Once I understood that sequence, everything changed, and that's exactly what I want to walk you through today. If you lost your job today, the most important thing to understand is this: your situation is fragile, but not permanent. What you do next matters far more than what just happened. In this section, I'm going to walk you through a clear, practical sequence you can follow to stabilize yourself, protect your future income, and start regaining control. We're going to do this in simple, logical steps, so you're not guessing or reacting emotionally. By the end, you'll know exactly what to focus on first, what to ignore completely, and how to turn a job loss into a position of leverage instead of desperation. So let's start with step 1. Step 1. Pause the panic before it destroys your options. The first thing most people do after losing their job is panic, and panic makes people expensive mistakes. You might be wondering, isn't urgency a good thing? Urgency is useful. Panic is not. Panic pushes people to apply to hundreds of random jobs with no strategy, accept the first bad offer out of fear, sell their time too cheaply, lock themselves into long-term decisions during a short-term crisis. The truth is, losing your job doesn't mean you're out of options. It means your structure just changed. Right now, your goal is not to fix everything. Your goal is to slow the situation down enough to think clearly. This means taking stock of your savings and expenses, identifying how much time you realistically have, cutting non-essential spending immediately, not emotionally, but intentionally. This breathing room is what allows you to make smart moves instead of desperate ones. And once you've done that, you move to step 2. Step 2. Stop chasing jobs, start protecting cash flow. Here's a hard truth most people don't want to hear. Applying for jobs is one of the slowest ways to regain income. That doesn't mean you shouldn't apply, but it should not be your only strategy. Right now, your priority is cash flow, not a perfect career move. Ask yourself this: what can I do that creates income faster than a hiring process? This is where many people get stuck, because they think income only comes from full-time jobs, long hiring cycles, companies choosing them. But income can also come from skills you already have, services people already need, problems businesses are actively paying to solve. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You need to reposition what you already know. Which brings us to step 3. Step 3. Identify what you can monetize immediately. Most people underestimate how valuable your existing experience actually is. You might be thinking, I don't have a business skill. I'm not an entrepreneur. I've never done this before. That's normal, but it's also usually wrong. Instead of asking, what business should I start? Ask this instead: how have I already solved someone else's problem? That could be organizing systems, writing or editing, managing schedules or processes, researching, planning, coordinating, communicating clearly in complex situations, cleaning pavement for someone. You don't need to master something new right now. You need to package competence you already have. And here's the key: don't build anything yet. Which leads us to step 4. Step 4. Validate before you commit to anything. One of the biggest mistakes people make after losing a job is committing to the wrong thing too early. They spend weeks learning instead of testing, build projects no one asked for, invest money before confirming demand. Instead, your goal is validation first. Validation means talking to real people, seeing if they'll actually pay, confirming demand before building. You might be wondering, how do I validate without a product? Simple. Reach out to people who might need what you offer, ask about their problems, see if they're already spending money to solve them. If people are already paying for a solution, that's a green light. If they're not, move on, quickly. This step alone saves months of wasted effort. Step 5. Choose speed over perfection. Right now, speed matters more than perfection. You don't need a logo, a website, a brand, a complicated system. You need results. The fastest way to rebuild stability is one clear offer, one simple way to deliver it, one person at a time. This isn't about scaling yet. It's about regaining confidence, momentum, and control. Once you get a small win, your first payment, your first client, your first proof, it changes how you think, and that mental shift is powerful. Now let's talk about what not to do. Step 6. Avoid these common traps. When people lose their job, they're especially vulnerable to bad advice. Be careful of guaranteed income claims, overnight success promises, anyone selling urgency instead of clarity. If someone tells you it's easy, it's automatic, it's guaranteed, that's usually a red flag. Real recovery looks boring at first. Simple steps, consistent effort, clear feedback, and that's a good thing. Step 7. Rebuild leverage, not dependency. The final shift you need to make is psychological. Your job didn't fail you. You relied on a single source of income. Going forward, your goal is leverage, skills that transfer, income that isn't tied to one employer, optionality instead of dependency. This doesn't mean quitting jobs forever. It means never being powerless again. When you control even part of your income, decisions feel different. Fear fades, confidence returns, and suddenly job loss becomes a setback, not a catastrophe. So now you know what to do if you lose your job today. Not panic, not scramble, not beg for permission. You slow the situation down, protect your cash flow, use what you already know to create income, and validate before you commit. That's how people regain control fast, and why some recover in weeks while others stay stuck for years. Losing your job isn't the end. Handled correctly, it's the moment you stop being dependent and start building leverage. If this helped you think more clearly about your situation, subscribe for more videos like this, focused on real solutions, not hype.